Hey, what's up? Welcome to the video. Today I want to talk to you about something that I want to talk to you eye to eye with. I want to level with you because you're probably a little bit younger than I am now, but I've been in the exact same situation that you're in. If you're in school, whether that's high school or college, and you're being bullied or you feel left out or you feel alone because you have acne, I know exactly what you mean. I used to have extremely bad acne myself, and absolutely I felt like the weird kid. I felt like the kid that never fit in, and I felt like nobody understood me, and it was extremely tough. And it got to the point where I would be, alone and depressed, and I wouldn't want to go out and do things, and I just felt like it was never going to end. And acne was just like the worst thing that I ever had to go to, but at the same time I felt like everybody thought it wasn't that big of a deal. So listen, if you were in the room with me right now and you were telling me that you're struggling with acne, this is exactly what I would say to you. First off, from someone who's a little older than you, think about this. The people that I was friends with in high school, I'm not friends with any of those people. I know that sounds ridiculous. You've probably heard this a bunch of times before, but I don't remember a majority of the people from high school, and I barely keep in contact with any of them. None of them are day-to-day friends of mine. People from college, same kind of situation. Some of them, a little bit more, have stuck around, but for the most part, none of those people are in my life still. So by default, if there's somebody in your school that you're really concerned with liking you, or you're really having a hard time because they're being mean to you, they're bullying you, just remember that in a couple of years, they will be completely irrelevant. So I always use this analogy for myself, but basically when I'm going through life and I'm dealing with people and I feel uncomfortable in situations, I always think a lot of these people I'm interacting with are kind of like characters in a computer game or a video game, right? Like they're there to fill the space, and I won't see them again after this phase of my life. I know that sounds a little bit cold, but it's just a way to think. It's not like you have to be, negative about it or, nihilistic about it. But, if people are making you feel bad, just remember that they're not going to be around forever. And so trying to please other people is probably one of the worst things you can do. And this is the next point that I really want to sink in, okay? Trying to be the right person to fit into groups or to make a certain person like you or a certain group like you is doing a huge disservice to yourself. Okay, so look, the person I was in when I was in high school is a massively different person than I was when I was in college. And both of those people is a massively different person than I am today. And that's okay. We evolve as people. That's one of the best things about life. You don't want to be the same person forever, but what you do want to do is you want to always strive to learn more about yourself and become closer to your inner true self. The part of you that is living exactly who you are without needing to please anyone else, without needing anyone else's approval. The part of you that is pursuing your pure happiness, your pure joy, your essence of exactly what you want in life. And it takes a long time to get there. There are some things that in high school, in college, I was doing that I still do to this day, that I still love. Exercising, bodybuilding, that's just my personal thing, but there's going to be things like that for you as well. So it's important to do those things. And as you find out what those things are, really think, this is something I'm passionate about. This is something that brings me pure joy without needing anybody else to approve of me. Keep those things in your life. But the thing that I really struggled with in high school is I came from being a homeschooled kid all the way up until I went to high school at first. My first time ever was in high school. That was my first time in public school. So I was left and right trying to please people. So, that was the first time that I drank alcohol. That was the first time I smoked weed and stuff like that. It was the first time I made fun of people. Seriously, like before that, like making fun of other people felt really weird to me. It wasn't something that just came natural. It was the first time I tried to listen to music that other people thought was cool or was popular. It was the first time I tried to dance a certain way that other people thought was cool or was popular. It was the first time that I tried to find interests that other people were interested in. Oh, they're into, these sports, so I should pay attention so I could talk about these sports. They're into these, celebrities or these movies, so I'm trying to watch these movies or these shows that people are into so that I can be, fit into it and stuff. There were so many things I try to do to fit in, and it's going to be one of the most hard things ever is to try not to fit in all the time. But the thing that really helped me through high school at my worst, hardest times weren't the times where people really thought I was funny because I figured it out and I said the thing that I knew would make them laugh, or the time where I knew the right answer to, you know, whatever trivia, whatever thing we were talking about with movies or whatever sports, and I really fit in. And I was like, oh yeah, that guy's looking good this year, or whatever. You know, it wasn't any of those times. And those things never filled me with true happiness. They were fleeting moments of like, oh, I fit in, that's cool, I'm cool right now, oh, I'm cool, awesome. And then when I was sad, I didn't think back and say, oh, but there was that moment where I was cool and everybody thought I was cool. No, the only times that I was able to help myself through my worst times in school was when I was fulfilling my passion. So that was for me, playing soccer, and then eventually getting into bodybuilding. Then eventually it was cinematography, and then it was YouTube and creating things. And then it was, you know, kind of following my own path with business and things like that. But every time I was fully enveloped in one of those things that I was passionate about, it didn't matter what anyone else was saying at that moment. It didn't matter what anyone else had said that day. It didn't matter what anyone else said that week. It didn't matter if anybody liked me or not. And I struggled with that every single day, every single week, thinking about, do people think I'm funny? Do people like me? Do people, right? But when I was in those moments, maybe for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours that night, whatever, where I was just focusing on that passion, all that other stuff melted away. I didn't care at all about that stuff. And if I didn't have those passions, those moments, I don't know if I would have been able to get through high school in the way that I did. When you think about people who are making you feel bad, think about the fact that those people are just saying things usually because they are dealing with stuff themselves. They're dealing with negative situations or negative thoughts about themselves, and they're projecting it onto you. It makes them feel better. It's like crabs in a bucket, man. When someone else is doing something that it looks like they're happy, a lot of people will be like, yo, you're not getting out of the bucket because I'm not getting out of the bucket. And they'll grab you, pull you right back down, just like crabs, right? And that's exactly what happens in school. And even after school, people will see that you're doing well or you're happy, and they're going to say, what can I say to bring that person down right now? And immediately take that happy like mood that it looks like they're in and make them feel terrible. And it usually goes with the most vain stuff, right? It usually goes with looks. So what your face looks like, your nose looks like, your jaw, you know, you don't look right, your neck is too thin, your chin isn't big enough, your nose is too big, whatever. And then for people like us, you and me, who have acne, they immediately go for the acne. I know you know what this feels like. And in that moment, it's so easy to let it bring you down. And I'm not telling you that you're ever going to get to a point where when somebody says, ooh, look at your acne, or, oh, what's that on your face? Or, ooh, have you tried cleaning your face? I'm not telling you that you're going to get to a point where you're like, I don't even care. In that moment, it's going to hurt. It's going to sting really badly. Absolutely. I've been there. But if you focus on what I've been talking about, not pleasing others, focusing on pleasing yourself, focusing on finding your passion, finding the inner things that make you happy, that moment, you'll be able to experience it. It sucks, and you'll be able to let it go. It'll be fleeting instead of being stuck with you, and instead of having you dwell on it for the rest of the night or the rest of the week. Instead, you'll go, oh, that sucks. That person just said that to me. But tonight, man, I get to go out and I get to go to the trampoline park with all those friends of mine that we're into trampolining, or you know, I get to go to that art class where we're all painting that thing or whatever. I get to go back and work on that computer project where I'm programming that thing, whatever it is that you're passionate about. And really quickly, you're going to be 2-3 hours into that thing that you love, and you're going to have forgotten all about the thing in the afternoon. And maybe sometimes you'll slip up. And, you know, after your passion, after the thing that you enjoy, it'll come back up in your head and you'll think about that right before you go to bed. But the more you practice this, the better you'll get at letting those moments go, letting those terrible things that people say or the terrible ways that people make you feel in the moment. You'll be better at letting those go over time. So that's my biggest piece of encouragement, biggest message to people who are in school right now struggling. And I really hope this video has helped you. And I have so many other things I wish I could say to you. And if I could sit there in a room with you for an hour, I have so much stuff I want to say to you because I know exactly what you're going through. But I think this is one of my strongest messages that I really wish I could go back and tell myself. So I hope it's sinking in and it's resonating with you because, yeah, I really, 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 really do think that this stuff is helpful. Yeah, so that's the end of this video. I just wanted to put this out there for anybody that needs it because I know people do need it. I needed it back then. So I hope this helped. If it did, of course, always give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed. There's tons of other acne content. I go over all sorts of things, not just encouragement, but also education, all sorts of different stuff. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Check out the Acne Method, which is a program that I just came out with this year. Check out Banish for my favorite skincare products if you want to check those out. And remember, you are not alone. You are beautiful, and you are a part of Team Acne. I'll see you skin bosses in the next video.